gentle maidens, you sing well, but vainly. For Rose is still heart-free, and looks coldly upon her many suitors.
It is very disappointing. Every young man in the village is in love with her, but they are appalled by her modesty and her beauty, and won't declare themselves. So until she makes up her own mind, there's no chance for anybody else.
This is perhaps the only village in the world who possesses an endowed corps of professional bridesmaids who are bound to be on duty every day from 10 to 4. And it is at least 6 months since their services were required. The pious charity by which we exist is practically wasted.
We shall be disendowed. That will be the end of it. Dame Hannah, you are a nice old person. You can marry if you like. There's old Adam, Robin's faithful servant. He loves you with all the frenzy of a boy of 14.
Nay, that may never be, for I am pledged.
To whom?
To an eternal maidenhood. Many years ago, I was betrothed to a godlike youth who wooed me under an assumed name. And on the very day upon which our wedding was to have been celebrated, I discovered that he was no other than Sir Roderic Murgatroyd, one of the bad baronets of Ruddigore, and the uncle of the man who now bears that title. A son of that accursed race was no husband for an honest girl, and so, madly as I loved him, I left him then and there. He died but 10 years since, but I never saw him again.
But why should you not marry a bad baronet of Ruddigore?
All baronets are bad. Was he worse than other baronets?
My child, he was accursed.
But who cursed him? Not you, I trust.
The curse is on all his line, and has been ever since the time of Sir Rupert, the first baronet. Listen, and you shall hear the legend.
Sir Rupert Murgatroyd his leisure and his riches he ruthlessly employed in persecuting witches. With fear he'd make them break, he'd dark them in his link, he'd break their bones with sticks and stones, and burn them at the stake. Sword he much enjoyed, in Rupert Murgatroyd, no sense of shame or pity came to Rupert.
Some errands of charity as is thy wont.
A few gifts, dear aunt, for deserving villagers. Lo, here is some peppermint bark for old Gaffer Gadby, a set of false teeth for pretty little Ruth Rowbottom, and a pound of snuff for the poor orphan girl on the hill.
Ah, Rose, pity that so much goodness should not help to make some gallant youth happy for life. Rose, why dost thou harden thy little heart of thine? Is there none hereaway whom thou couldst love?
And even if there were, verily it would ill become me to tell him so.
Nay, dear one, where true love is, there is little need for prim formality.
Oh, hush, dear aunt, for thy words pain me sorely. Hung in a plated dish cover from the knocker of a workhouse door, with naught that I could call mine own, save a change of baby linen and a book of etiquette. Little wonder if I have always regarded that work as a voice from a parent's tomb. This hallowed volume, composed, if I may believe the title page, by no less an authority than the wife of a Lord Mayor, has been through life my guide and monitor. By its solemn precepts, I have learned to test the moral worth of all who approach me. The man who bites his bread, or eats peas with a knife, I look on as a lost creature. And he who has not acquired the proper way of entering or leaving a room is the object of my pitying horror. There are those in this village who bite their nails, dear aunt, and nearly all I want to use their pocket combs in public places. Oh, in truth, I could pursue this painful theme much further, but behold, I have said enough. Oh.
But is there not one among them who is faultless in thine eyes? For example, young Robin. He combines the manners of a marquis with the morals of a Methodist. Couldst thou not love him?
Oh, and even if I could, how should I confess it unto him? For lo, he is shy, and saith not.
If somebody that chanced to be, who loved me in a manner true, my heart would point him out to me, and I could point him out to you. But here it says of those who point, with the manners must be out of joint. You may not point, you must not point. It says it's out of joint to point.
he resembleth all the youths in this village, and that he is unduly bashful in my presence, and lo, it is hard to bring him to the point. But soft, here he comes.
Excuse me, pardon me! Dreadfully sorry, madam. Pardon me, coming through! Yes, square. What do I need? Straw, hay, seeds. Mistress Rose.
Master Robin.
I wish to say that it is fine.
It is passing fine.
But we do want rain.
Aye, sorely. Is that all?
No. That is all. Good day.
Good day, Master Robin.
Dreadfully sorry.
You were about to say.
I would fain consult you.
Truly?
It's about a friend.
In truth, I have a friend myself.
Indeed. I mean, of course.
And I would fain consult you.
About him?
About her.
Oh. Let us consult one another. I know a youth who loves a little maid. Hey, but his face is a sight for to see. Silent is he, for he's modest and afraid. Hey, but he's timid as a youth can be.
I know a maid who loves a gallant youth. Hey, but she sickens as the days go by. She cannot tell him all the sad truth. Hey, but I think that little maid will die.
Poor little man,
Poor little maid,
poor little man.
poor little maid.
Oh,
Tell me, pray, and tell me true.
what in the world should the young
Maiden
He cannot eat and he cannot sleep. Yea, but his face is a sight for to see. Daily he goes for to wail, for to weep. Yea, but he's wretched as a youth can be.
She's very thin and she's very pale. Nay, but she sickens as the days go by. Daily she goes for to weep, for to wail. Nay, but I think that little maid will die.
Poor little maid,
Poor little man,
poor little maid.
poor little man.
Oh, tell me, pray,
And tell me true.
what in the world should the
The
young
maiden do. If I were the youth, I should offer her my name. Hey, but her face is a sight for to see.
If I were the maid, I should fan his honest flame. Hey, but he's bashful as a youth can be.
If I were the youth, I would speak to her today. Hey, but she sickens as the days go by.
If I were the maid, I would meet the lad halfway. For I really do believe that timid youth will die.
Poor little man,
Poor little maid,
poor little
poor child. I sometimes think if she weren't quite so particular, I might venture. But no, even then I would be unworthy of her.
My kind master is sad. Dear Sir Riven Murgatroyd.
Hush! As you love me, breathe not that hated name. 20 years ago, in horror of the prospect of inheriting that hideous title, and with it the ban that compels all who succeed to the baronetcy to commit at least one deadly crime per day for life, I fled my home and concealed myself in this innocent village under the name of Robin Oakapple. My younger brother Despard, believing me to be dead, succeeded to the title and its attendant curse. For 20 years I've been dead and buried. Don't dig me up now.
Dear master, it shall be as you wish, for have I not sworn to obey you forever in all things? Yet, as we are here alone, and as I belong to that particular description of good old man, to whom the truth is a refreshing novelty, let me call you by your right title once more.
Very well.
Sir Riven Murgatroyd, Baronet of Ruddigore. 'Tis like 8 hours at the seaside.
My dear old friend, would there were more like you.
Would there were indeed. But I bring you glad tidings. Your foster brother Richard has returned from sea. His ship, the Tom Tit, rides yonder at anchor. And he himself is in this very village right now.
My beloved foster brother. No, it cannot be.
It is even so. And see, he comes this way.
Then what are we waiting for?
In a revenue sloop, and off Cape Finisterre, a merchantman we see, a Frenchman going free, so we made for the bold Monsieur to sea. We made for the bold Monsieur, but she proved to be a frigate, and she up with our ports, and she fires with a 32. It's coming near, but we answered with a glare, which paralyzed the parley-vous. Do you see? Which paralyzed the parley-vous.
Which paralyzed the parley-vous. Do you see? Which paralyzed the parley-vous.
So our captain he up, and he says he, that chap we need not fear. We can take her if we like, she is certain for to strike, for she's only a dod Monsieur, you see, she's only a dod Monsieur. But the fight of French fellow, it's like hitting of a gal. It's a lubberly thing for to do. For we with all our faults, while we sturdy British salts, while she's only a poor parley-vous, do you see? While she's only a poor parley-vous.
While she's only a poor parley-vous, do you see? While she's only a poor parley-vous.
So we up with our helm as we scuds before the breeze, and we gives a compassionating cheer. Froggy answers with a shout as she sees us go about, which was grateful of the poor Monsieur to see, which was grateful of the poor Monsieur. And I'll wager in their joy, they kissed each other's cheek. Which is what them burners do. And they blessed their lucky stars who were hardy British cars who had pity on a poor parley-vous. Do you see? Who had pity on a poor parley-vous?
Who had pity on a poor parley-vous? Do you see? Who had pity on a poor parley-vous?
home again after... How long has it been now? 10 long years at sea. Oh, it's such deeds as you've just described that cause our flag to be loved and dreaded throughout the civilized world.
Lord love you, Rob. That's but a trifle to what we have done in the way of sparring life. I believe I might say, without exaggeration, that the little tomtit has spared more French frigates than any other craft afloat. But tain't for British seamen to brag, so I'll just stow my dawn tackle and belay. Oh. But us head and messmate, what's brought you on the cockbill?
Alas, Dick, I love Rose Maybud and love in vain.
You love in vain? Come, you're fine, strapping, muscular young feller, tall and strong as Togal and mast, taut as a forestay, aye, and a borough knight to boot if all had their rights.
Dick, not a word about my true rank which none here suspect. Yes, it's true that few men are better calculated to win a woman's heart than I. I'm a fine fellow, Dick, worthy of any woman's love. Happy the girl who gets me, says I. But I'm timid, Dick. I'm shy, nervous, modest, retiring, diffident, and I cannot tell her, Dick. I cannot tell her.
Robin, do you call to mind how years ago we swore that come what might we would always act according to our heart's dictates?
Aye, Dick, and I've always kept that oath. In doubt, difficulty, and danger, I've always asked my heart what I should do, and it has never failed me.
Right. Let your heart be your compass, with a clear moral conscience as your pinnacle light, and you'll sail 10 knots on a bowline, clear of shoals, rocks, and quicksands. Well now, what does my heart say in this here difficult situation? Why, it says it, Dick, it says. It calls me Dick because it's known me from a baby. You ain't shy, you ain't modest, spake you up for him as is. Robin, my lad, lest you lay May alongside, and when Faye's be combed under my lay, I'll spin her a yarn that shall serve to fish you two together for life.
Will you do this thing for me? Could you, do you think? Yes, there's no false modesty about you. You're what I'd call bumptious self-assertiveness, and I mean that expression in its most complimentary sense. Has already made you a bosun mate and will make an admiral out of you, yet if you work it properly, you daring, incompetent old imposter. Why, I give my right arm for 1/10 of your modest self-assurance. I bore you meeting, that of all the afflictions accursed, with which a man saddled and hampered and addled and different natures the worst. Though clever as clever can be, art frightened of early romance, you must start it and stump it and blow your own trumpet, or trust me, you haven't a chance. Go on, take this a try. If you wish the world to advance, you're the way to mount to be once. You must start it and stump it and blow your own trumpet, or trust me, you haven't a chance. Now take for example my case. I've a bright intellectual brain. In all London city there's no one to wit it. I've thought so again and again. I've a highly intelligent face. My features cannot be denied. But whatever I try, sir, I fail in, and why, sir?
Why?
I'm modesty personified. If you wish in the world to advance, you're never to amount to advance. You must stir and stump and blow your trumpet, or trust me, you haven't a chance. As a poet and quaint, I've a passion and fervour and grace. From Ovid and Horace to Swinburne and Morris, they all of them take a back place. Then I sing and I bleed, I paint, though none are accomplished as I. But to say so with treason, you ask me the reason.
I didn't.
You didn't?
No.
I'm diffident, modest, and shy. If you wish in the world to advance, you're never to amount to advance. You must stir and stump and blow your own trumpet, or trust me, you haven't a chance. If you wish in the world to advance, you're never to amount to advance. You must stir and stump and blow your own trumpet, or trust me, you haven't a chance.
Ah, poor fella. It's 1,000 pities he's such a poor opinion of himself, for a finer feller don't walk. Oh well, I'll do my best for him. Prayed for him as though it were for your own father. That's what my heart's remarking to me just now. But here she comes. Steady, steady it is. By the Admiral, ho! She's a tight little craft. Come, she's not for you, Dick. And yet she's fit to marry Lord Nelson. By the flag of old England, I can't look at her unmoved.
Sir? You are agitated.
Aye, my lass. Well said. I am agitated, true enough. Took flat aback, my girl. But 'tis not. 'Twill pass. This here heart of mine's a dictating to me like anything. Question is, have I a right to disregard its promptings? Oh.
Can I do aught to relieve thine anguish? For it seemeth to me that thou art in sore trouble. This apple.
Oh, my lass, ain't that. I'm took flat aback. I never seen anything like ye in all me born days. Poor buckle me if you ain't the loveliest gal I ever set eyes on. There. I can't say fairer than that, can I?
No! The question is it meet that not a stranger should thus express himself? Yes, always speak the truth.
I'd no thoughts of saying this to you on my own account. For truth to tell, I was chartered by another. But when I say you, my heart, it up and it says it. This is the very last for you, Dick. Speak up to her, Dick. It says, it calls me Dick because we was at school together. Tell her all, never sail under false colours. It's me. That's what my heart tells me to say. And in my rough, common sailor-like fashion, I've said it. And I'm waiting for your reply. I'm a trembling, miss. Looky here. That's nervousness.
Oh, now how should a maiden deal with such a one? Keep no one in unnecessary suspense. Behold, I will not keep you in unnecessary suspense. In accepting an offer of marriage, do so with apparent hesitation. I take you, but with a certain show of reluctance. Avoid any appearance of eagerness, though you will bear in mind that I am far from anxious to do so. Oh, a little show of emotion will not be misplaced. Pardon this tear.
Ah, Rose, you've made me the happiest blue jacket in all England. I wouldn't change places with me Admiral of the Fleet, no matter who he's a-hugging at this present moment. But asking your pardon, miss, might I be permitted to salute the flag I'm going to sail under?
An engaged young lady should not permit too many familiarities. Once.
Ha ha! So that the storm is over, oh my love. Embrace the tender Lord, oh my love. From tempest swelter, from woes alarms, oh give me shelter within those arms, oh give me shelter within those arms.
What news? Have you spoken to her?
I, my lad, I have so to spoke to her.
And she refuses?
Well, no, I can't truly say she do.
Then she accepts. Oh, my darling!
Why do the bride? What should we do when she's embraced by the wrong gentleman?
Belay, my lad, belay. You don't understand.
Belay, sir, I beseech you.
You say, it's like this. She accepts, but it's me!
Now then, what is the meaning of this?
My poor lad, my heart grieves for thee. But it's like this. The moment I say her, and just as I was a-going to mention your name, my heart, it up and it says it. You fell in love with her yourself, Dick. It says, tell her all, never skulk under false colors. It's me. Take her, you dog, and with her my blessing.
Be quiet, go away. Oh, Volvica.
What could I do? I'm bound to obey my heart's dictates.
Yes, of course, it's quite right. I don't mind. That is, not particularly. Only it is disappointing, you know.
Oh, but sir, I knew not that thou didst seek me in wedlock, or truly I would not have hearkened unto this man. For behold, he is but a lowly mariner, and very poor withal, whereas thou art a tiller of the land, and thou hast fat oxen and many sheep and swine, a considerable dairy farm, and much corn and oil.
That's true, my lass, but it's done now, ain't it, Rob?
But it may be that I should not be happy in thy love. I am passing young and little able to tell. Moreover, as to thy character, I know not.
Nay, Rose, I'll answer for that. Dick has won thy love fairly. Broken-hearted as I am, I'll stand up for Dick through thick and thin.
Thank you, messmate, that's well said, that's spoken honest. Thank you, Rob.
Yet methinks I have heard that mariners are but worldly men, and little prone to lead serious and thoughtful lives.
Oh, what then? Admit that Dick is not a steady character, and that when he gets excited he uses language that'll make your hair curl? Grant that he does. It's the truth, and I'm not going to deny it, but look at his good qualities. He's as nimble as a pony, and his hornpipe is the talk of the fleet.
Thank you, Rob, that's spoken honest. Thank you, Rob.
But it may be that he drinketh strong waters, which do bemuse a man, and make him even as the wild beasts of the desert.
Well, I suppose he does. And I don't say he don't. Runs his pain, he never has been. But look at his arms, huh? Tattooed to the shoulder. No, not a word against Dick.
Oh, but I have often heard that mariners are but rarely true to those to whom they profess to love.
Granted, and I don't say Dick isn't as bad as any of them. You know you are, you dog. Devil of a fellow wriggler out at Lothario, but what then? You can't have everything. Then a better hand at turning in a dead I never walked a deck. And what an accomplishment that is in a family man, eh? No, not a word against Dick. I'll stand up for him through thick and thin.
Thank you, Rob. You're a true friend. I've acted according to my heart's dictates, and such orders as them no man should disobey.
Sailing on that ocean wide, the heart and are only wide. Some see and bear in mind, yourself in port, and shall you find.
My heart says to this maiden sprite, she's captured you, she's just the sort of girl you like. You know you do. If other men are watched again, I shall resign. That's what it says to me quite plain. This heart of mine is heart of mine.
My heart says you for prosperous lot. With acres wide, you mean to settle all you've got upon your bride. It don't pretend to shape my acts by word or sign. It merely states these simple facts. This heart of mine, this heart of mine.
10 minutes since my heart's at white. Its mouse is black. It then said left. Its mouse is right. Heart's often tack. I must know its latest strain. You tell me so, but should it change its mind again? I'll let you know. I'll let you know.
Say all assumption wide, no doubt the heart should be your guide. But it is awkward when you find a heart that does not know it's blind. A heart that does not know it's blind. A heart that does not know it's blind. A heart that does not know it's blind.
Cheerily carols the lark over the cot. Merrily whistles the clock, scratching a blot. But the lock and the clock, I remark, comfort me not. Over the ripening peach buzzes the bee. Splash on the willowy beach tumbles the sea. But the peach and the beach, they are each
brave song in our parts. It goes somewhat thus. The cat and the dog and the little puppy sat down in a I forget what they sat down in, but so the song goes. Listen, I have come to pinch her.
Mercy! Whom?
You mean who?
Nay, it is the accusative after the verb.
True. I have come to pinch Rose Maybud.
Rose Maybud!
I love him. And he loved me once. But that's all gone now. He gave me an Italian glance, somewhat thus, and made me his. He will give her an Italian glance and make her his. But it shall not be. It shall not be, for I'll stomp on her. Stomp on her. Stomp on her! Kill anybody?
No!
No? Why not? Listen, I killed a fly this very morning. It buzzed and I wouldn't have it. So it died. So shall she.
But behold, I am Rose Maybud, and I would fain not die.
You are Rose Maybud?
Yes, sweet Rose Maybud.
How strange. They told me she was beautiful. And he loves you? No! No! If I had thought that, I would treat you as the land agent and the auctioneer treated the ladybird. I would rend you asunder!
Be pacified! For behold, I am pledged to another, and we are to be wedded this very day. Swear me that.
Come to a commissioner and let me have it on an affidavit. I once had an affidavit, but it died. It died. It died. See, here comes the Despard and his evil crew.
A rollicking band of pirates we, who tired of tossing on the sea, are trying their hand at the burglary with weapons grim and gory.
Hide, they're all mad, quite mad.
What makes you think so?
They sing choruses in public. That's mad enough, I think. Hurry quickly, they will seize you. Hide! Wait, Sophie, wait.
Welcome, gentry, for your entry. Sad our tender hearts are beating. Men of station, admiration. Roses are not fitting greeting. Hearty greeting. Hearty greeting.
When thoroughly tired of being admired by ladies of gentle degree, with flattery sated, high flown and inflated, away from the city we flee. From towns intramural to prettiness rural, the sudden transition is simply illusion. Come Amaryllis, and Chloe and Phyllis, your slaves for the moment are we. Your slaves for the moment, your slaves are we.
The sons of the tillage who dwell in this village are people of lowly degree. They're honest and active, they're most unattractive and awkward as awkward can be. They're clumsy, hoppers with axes and choppers and shepherds with common and trophies and cannon. famous, but never a lover for me, but never a lover for me.
They come Amaryllis,
Chloe
and Phyllis,
Marie.
Because I'm thoroughly bad.
Oh, yes.
You will see it at once in my face. Oh, why am I husky and hoarse?
Oh, why?
It's the workings of conscience and force.
Why?
And huskiness stands for remorse.
Oh, why?
At least it does so in my case. When in crime one is fully employed,
like you,
your expression gets warped and destroyed. It's a penalty none can avoid.
How true.
I once was a nice-looking youth, but like stone from a strong catapult.
Thrice.
I rushed in my terrible coat.
That's twice.
Observe the unpleasant results.
Not nice.
Indeed, I am telling the truth. Oh, innocent, happy, though poor, if I had been virtuous, I'm sure I'd have been as nice looking as you. You're very nice looking indeed. Oh, innocent, listen in time. Avoid an existence of crime.
Just so.
Or you'll be as ugly as I.
Oh,
no! And now, if you please, we'll proceed. Poor children, how they loathe me. Me whose hands are certainly steeped in infamy, but whose heart is as the heart of a little child. What is a poor baronet to do when a whole picture gallery of ancestors step down from their frames and threaten him with an excruciating death if he hesitate to commit his daily crime? But I am even with them. I get my crime over first thing in the morning, and then, for the rest of the day, I do good. I do good. I do good. 2 days since, I stole a child and built an orphan asylum. Yesterday, I robbed a bank and endowed a bishopric. Today, I carry off Rose Maybud and atone with the cathedral. This is what it is to be the sport and toy of a picture gallery, but I will be bitterly revenged upon them. I will give them all to the nation, and nobody shall ever look upon their faces again.
Your Honour's pardon, but...
Observed, and by a mariner. What would you with me, fellow?
Your Honour, I'm just a poor man of war's man, becalmed in the doldrums.
I don't know them.
And I make so bold as to ask Your Honour's advice.
Does your honor know what it is to have a heart?
My honor knows what it is to have a complete apparatus for the circulation of the blood through the veins and arteries of the human body.
Well, has your honor a heart that ups and looks you in the face and gives you quarter-deck orders that it's life and death to disobey?
I have not a heart of that description. But I have a picture gallery that presumes to take that liberty.
Well, it's like this. Your honor had an older brother.
It had.
Who should have inherited your title, and with it, its curse.
Aye, but he died. Oh, Riven.
I didn't.
You did not.
I didn't. On the contrary, he lives in this here very village under the name of Robin Oakapple. And he's a-going to marry Rose Maybud this very day.
Riven, alive, and going to marry Rose Maybud? Can this be possible?
Now the question I was a-going to ask your honor is, ought I to tell your honor this?
I don't know. It's a delicate point. I think you ought. Mind, I'm not sure, but I think so.
That's what my heart tells me. It says, Dick! It calls me Dick because it's entitled to take that liberty. That there young gal would recoil from him if she knowed who he really were. Ought you to stand off and on and let this young gal take that bold step and never fire a shot across her bows to bring her to? No! It says, you did not ought, and I won't ought according.
Then you really feel yourself at liberty to tell me that my elder brother lives, that I may charge him with his cruel deceit and transfer to his shoulders the hideous thraldom under which I have labored for so many years, free at last, free to live a blameless life, and to die beloved and regretted by all who knew me.
You understand?
I think I do, with vigor unshaken, this step shall be taken, it's neatly planned.
I think so too, I'll readily bet it, you'll never regret it.
The duty must be done, the rule applies to everyone, and painful though that duty be, to shirk the task of fiddly-dee, to shirk the task of fiddly-dee, to shirk the task of fiddly-dee. The bridegroom comes.
Likewise the bride, the maidens are very elated, and merry they are become.
To lash their pride, for almost a pity, the pretty committee. The duty must be done, the rule applies to everyone, and painful though the duty be, to shirk the task for fiddly-dee, to shirk the task for fiddly-dee, to shirk the task for claim young Robin as my elder brother. His rightful title I have long enjoyed. I claim him as the river Murgatroyd.
I would, if conscientiously I could, but I cannot. As pure and blameless peasant, I cannot, I regret, deny a truth unpleasant. I am that baronet.
He is that baronet.
But when completely rated, that baronet am I, that I am what he stated, I'll recklessly deny.
He'll recklessly deny.
When I'm a bad part, I will tell taradiddles.
You'll tell taradiddles that he's a bad part.
I'll play a bad part on the falsest of fiddles.
He's very false fiddles and play a bad part.
Until that takes place, I must be conscientious.
Be conscientious until that takes place.
Let it do with good grace to my moral sententious.
Moral sententious and do with good grace. And do with good grace to his moral sententious.
When I'm a bad part, I will tell taradiddles.
Very false fiddles and play a bad part. I'll play a bad part on the falsest of fiddles and tell taradiddles when he's a bad part. When he's a bad part, he will tell taradiddles. Very false fiddles and play a bad part. He'll play a bad part on the falsest of fiddles and tell taradiddles when he's a bad part. A bad part. When he's a bad part, he will tell taradiddles. A bad part. Very false fiddles and play a bad part.
Was I? Oh, my conscience made me withhold your wrath. Within this breast there beats a heart whose voice can be gainsaid. It bade me thy true rank impart, and I at once obeyed. I knew it would bind my body made. I knew it would cause the end with pain. But did I therefore hesitate? No, I at once obeyed.
Obeyed before it is too hard. And if your promise rank impart, immediately obey.
Excuse me, I'm a virtuous person now.
That's why I
And I to Margaret must keep my vow.
Have I misread you? Oh, Gerar, with newly kingdom, round your wand I need before you.
I once disliked you, now that I've reformed, how I adore you.
Kill the bride, you kill the bride.
I was the man of dissent, who folly regretted, is meant to forget, is but magnetic, and means to repent.
Happy the blossom that grows on the lea, happy the blossom that sits on the tree, happy the blossom that cannot forget, the beautiful lady that comes and happy
Oh, wretched the debtor who's signing a deed, and wretched the letter that no one can read. But very much better their lot it must be than that of the person I made in this person's head as a cousin alluding to me.
Oh, happy the lily in this by the bee, and simply tranquilly where happy is he, and happy the lily that lays in the ground. Oh, happy the lily about to the lily about to the lily graces his bride, graces his bride,
Was as meek as a newborn lamb, I now some Murgatroyd. With great precision, without the elision, Sir Rupert Murgatroyd.
And I was once his valet de chambre, as steward I'm now employed. The Dickens may take him, I'll never forsake him, as steward I'm now employed. How dreadful when an innocent heart becomes perforce a valiant bard, and still more hard on old Adam, his former faithful valet de chambre, his former faithful valet de chambre.
painful state of things, old Adam.
Painful indeed. Ah, my poor master, when I agreed to serve you in all things forever, little did I think to what a pass it would bring me. The confidential advisor to the greatest villain unhung. But now, sir, to business. What crime do you propose to commit today?
Oh, how should I know? As my confidential advisor, it's your duty to suggest something.
Sir, I loathe the life you're leading. But an old man's oath is paramount. Thus I obey. Richard Dauntless and pretty Rose Maybud are here to ask your consent to their marriage. Poison their beer.
No! I know I'm a bad bot. I'm not as bad a bot as all that.
Well, there you are, you see. It's no use my making suggestions if you don't adopt them.
How would it be, do you think, were I to lure them here with cunning wiles, bind him with good stout rope to yonder post, and then, by making hideous faces at him, curdle the heart blood in his arteries, freeze the very marrow in his bones? What say you, Adam? Is not the scheme well planned?
It would be simply rude, nothing more. But soft, they come.
Happily coupled are we, you see. I am my colleague, I call my star, and you are the fairest, the richest and rarest of innocent lasses. You are my heart, of innocent lasses you are. And by a neighboring gale we'll sail over love's treacherous sea with me. And as for my brother, we'll brave it together, and you shall creep under my lee, my wee. And you shall creep under my lee, my wee. Oh, you lost the smart little craft, such a neat little sweet little craft, such a bright little tight little slight little light little trim little prim little craft. Such a neat little sweet little craft, such a bright little tight little slight little light little trim little craft. Oh, she is such a smart little craft, such a neat little sweet little craft, such a bright little tight little slight little light little trim little craft, such a bright little tight little slight little light little trim little craft. So, pretty one, in my power at last, eh? Know ye not that there are those within my call who, at my lightest bidding, would immure ye in an uncomfortable dungeon? What ho, within there? Hold! We are prepared for this. Here is a flag that none dare defy, and as this glorious rag floats over Rose Maybud's head, the man does not live who dare to lay unlicensed hand upon her.
Foiled! And by a Union Jack! But a time will come, and...
Let me plead with him. Sir Riven, have pity. In my book of etiquette, the case in which a maiden was about to be wedded to one who unexpectedly turns out to be a baronet with a curse on him is not addressed. Time was when you loved me madly. Prove that this was no selfish love by according your consent to my marriage with one who, if he be not you yourself, is the next best thing. Your dearest friend.
In
take her. I yield. For a week, I have fulfilled my accursed doom. I have duly committed one crime a day. Not a great crime, I trust, but in the eyes of one as strictly regulated as I used to be, a crime. But will my ghostly ancestors be satisfied with what I have done? Or will they regard it as an unworthy subterfuge? Oh, my forefathers, wallowers in blood, there came at last a day when, sick of crime, you, each and every, vowed to sin no more. And so, in agony, called welcome death to free you from your cloying guiltiness. Let the sweet psalm of that repentant hour soften your long dead hearts and tune your souls to mercy on your poor posterity. vision, who art thou, that thus with icy glare and stern relentless brow appearest who knows how?
The pity you express for nothing goes. We spectres are jollier crew than you perhaps suppose. We spectres are jollier crew than you perhaps suppose. When the night wind howls in the chimney cowls, and the bat in the moonlight flies, and inky clouds like funeral shrouds sail over the midnight skies. When the footpads quail and the night birds wail and black dogs bay at the moon, then is the spectre's holiday. Then is the ghost high noon. For then is the ghost high noon. High noon. Then is the ghost high noon. As the southward breeze sweeps over the trees and the mists lie low on the fen, from breaking stones are gathered the bones that once were women and men, and away they go with a mop and a blow to the revel that ends too soon. For cockerel limits our holiday, the dead of the night's high noon. The dead of the night's high noon. High noon. The dead of the night's high noon. And then each ghost, with his lady toast, to the churchyard beds make flight, with a kiss perhaps on her lantern chaps, and a grisly grim good night, till the welcome knell of the midnight bell scorned its jolliest tune, and ushers in our next high holiday, the dead of the night's high noon. The dead of the night's high noon. High noon. The dead of the night's
I recognize you now. You're the picture that hangs at the end of the gallery.
In a bad light.
I am.
Are you considered a good likeness?
Pretty well. Flattering.
Because as a work of art, you're pretty poor.
I may be crude in color, but I have only been painted 10 years. In a couple of centuries I shall be an old master, and you will be sorry you spoke lightly of me.
And may I ask why you have left your frames?
It is our duty to ensure that our successors commit their daily crimes in a conscientious and workmanlike fashion. It is our duty to remind you that you are evading the conditions under which you are permitted to exist.
Really, I don't know what you'd have. I've only been a bad baronet a week, and I've committed a crime punctually every day.
Let us inquire into this. Monday.
Monday was a bank holiday.
True. Tuesday.
On Tuesday, I made a false income tax return.
That's nothing.
Nothing at all.
Everybody does that.
It's expected of you. Wednesday.
On Wednesday, I forged a will.
Whose will?
My own.
My good sir, you can't forge your own will.
Can't I now? I like that. I did. Besides, if a man can't forge his own will, whose will can he forge?
There's something to that.
Yes, it seems reasonable.
At first sight it does.
Fallacy somewhere, I fancy.
A man can do what he likes with his own.
I suppose he can.
Then he can forge his own will, stupid. On Thursday, I shot a fox.
Here! Much better. Pass the fox, I think? Yes, pass the fox. Friday.
On Friday, I forged a check.
Whose check?
Old Adam's.
Old Adam hasn't a banker.
Well, I didn't say I forged his banker. I said I forged his check. On Saturday. Oh, on Saturday, I disinherited my only son.
But you haven't got a son.
No, not yet. I disinherited him in advance. To save time. You see, this way, he'll be born already disinherited.
But I still don't think you can do that.
Well, if a man can't disinherit his own unborn son, whose unborn son can he disinherit?
Humph! These arguments sound very well, but I can't help thinking that if they were reduced to syllogistic form, they would not hold water. Now, quite understand us. We are foggy, but we do not permit our fogginess to be presumed upon. If you do not undertake to, shall we say, carry off a lady, those in favor of carrying off a lady. Those of a contrary opinion? Oh, you're never satisfied. If you do not undertake to carry off a lady at once, I don't care what lady, you perish in inconceivable agonies.
Carry off a lady? Certainly not. I've the greatest respect for ladies and I wouldn't do anything in the sort for worlds. No, I'm not that kind of baronet, I assure you. If that's all you have to say, then you'd better go back to your frames.
Very well. Let the agonies commence.
Yes, much better now.
Then do you consent?
But it's such an ungentlemanly thing to do.
As you wish, carry on.
No! I promise it shall be done.
Today?
Today.
At once?
At once. I retract. I apologize. I had no idea it was anything like that.
To our call, we do not ask for more. A sturdy fellow, after all, this latest Ruddigore. A sturdy fellow, after all, this latest Ruddigore. All perish in unheard of woe. Dare our wills defy. We want your pardon, ere we go. We want your pardon, ere we go. For having agonized you so. So pardon us, or die. So pardon us, or die.
I pardon you. I pardon you.
He pardons us, he pardons us, he pardons us. Hurrah!
My poor master, you are not well.
old Adam. Oh, it won't do. I've seen them. All my ancestors, they're just gone. They say I must do something desperate or perish in horrible agonies. Poor Go to yonder village. Carry off a maiden. Bring her here at once. Any maiden, I don't care which. But not a word, but obey. Fly!
Once was a very abandoned person,
making the most of evil chances.
Nobody could conceive a worsen,
even in all the old romances.
I blush for my wild extravagances. But be so kind to bear in mind,
we were the victims of circumstances. That is one of our blameless dances. I was once an exceedingly odd young lady,
suffering much from spleen and vapors.
Clergymen thought my conduct shady.
He didn't spend much upon linen and drapers.
It certainly entertained the gapers. My ways were strange beyond all rain.
Paragraphs got into all the papers. We only cut respectable capers. I've given up all of my wild proceedings.
My taste for the wandering life is waning.
Now I'm a dab at penny reading.
They are not remarkably entertaining.
A moderate livelihood we're gaining.
In fact, we rule a national school.
The duties are dull, but I'm not complaining. This sort of thing takes a deal of training. We have been married a week.
One happy, happy week.
Our new life,
Is delightful indeed.
so calm.
So unimpassioned. Master, all this I owe to you. See, I am no longer wild and untidy. My hair is combed, my face is washed, my boots fit.
Margaret, don't. Pray restrain yourself. Remember, you are now a district visitor.
A gentle district visitor.
You are orderly, methodical, neat. You have your emotions well under control.
I have! Master, when I think of all you have done for me, I fall at your feet. I embrace your ankles. I hug your...
Hush! This is not well. This is calculated to provoke remark. Be composed, I beg.
Oh, you are angry with poor little Mademoiselle.
No, not angry, but a district visitor should learn to eschew melodrama. Visit the poor by all means and bring them tea and barley water, but don't do it as if you were administering a bowl of deadly nightshade. It upsets them. Then, when you nurse sick people, and find them not as well as could be expected, why go into hysterics?
Why not?
Because it is too jumpy for a sick room.
How strange. Oh, Master, how can I express the all-absorbing gratitude that I... Yes, dear, it shan't occur again. Shall I tell you one of poor Mad Margaret's odd thoughts? Well then, when I'm lying awake at night, and the pale moonlight streams through the latticed casement, strange fancies seem to crowd upon my poor mad brain, and I seem to think that if we could hit upon some word to use whenever I'm about to relapse, some word that teems with hidden meaning, like Basingstoke, it might recall me to my saner self, for after all, I'm only poor Mad Margaret, crazy Meg, poor Meg.
Poor child, she wanders. But soft, someone comes. Margaret, pray, recollect yourself. Basingstoke, I beg. Margaret, if you do not Basingstoke at once, I shall be seriously angry.
Basingstoke it is.
Then make it so.
Despard. And his young wife. This visit is unexpected.
Shall I fly at him? Shall I tear him limb from limb? Shall I rend him asunder, say but the word?
Basingstoke.
Basingstoke it is.
Then make it so. My brother, I call you brother still, despite your horrible profligacy. We have come to urge you to abandon the evil course to which you have committed yourself, and at any cost to become a pure and blameless ratepayer.
But I've done no wrong yet.
No wrong. He's done no wrong. Did you hear that?
Basingstoke.
Basingstoke it is.
Then make it so. My brother, I still call you brother, you observe. You forget that you have been, in the eye of the law, a bad baronet of Ruddigore for 10 years. And you are therefore responsible, in the eye of the law, for all the misdeeds committed by the unhappy gentleman who occupied your place.
I see. Bless my heart, I never thought of that. Was I very bad?
Oh, awful. Wasn't he?
And I've been going on like this for how long?
10 years.
Oh my.
Think of all the atrocities you have committed, by attorney as it were, during that period. Remember how you trifled with this poor child's affections, how you raised her hopes on high. But don't cry, my love, Basingstoke, you know, only to trample them in the dust when they were at the very zenith of their fullness. Oh, fie, sir, fie. She trusted you.
Oh, did she? Oh, what a scoundrel I must have been. There, cry, my dear. It's all right. Birmingham, remember Birmingham?
It's Basingstoke.
Basingstoke, of course it is Basingstoke.
Then make it so.
There. It's all right. He's married you now. That is, I've married you. I say, which one of us is married?
Oh, I've married her.
Oh, I'm glad of that. Yes, he's married you now. And anything more despicable than my conduct seems to have been I've never even heard of. But my mind is made up. I will defy my ancestors. I will refuse to obey their behests, and thus, by courting death, atone in some degree for the apparent infamy of my career.
I knew it. Oh, God bless you, darling.
Basingstoke.
Basingstoke it is.
My eyes are fully open to my awful situation. I shall go at once to Roderic and make him adoration. I shall tell him I've recovered my forgotten moral senses, and I don't get up and say really for any consequences. Now I do not want to perish by the sword or by the dagger, but a martyr may indulge a little calm and a swagger, and a word or two of compliment my vanity would flatter. But I've got to die tomorrow, so it really doesn't matter.
No, it really doesn't matter.
So it really doesn't matter.
No, it really doesn't matter.
So it really doesn't matter.
So it really doesn't matter.
No, it really doesn't matter. So it really doesn't matter.
If I were not a little Madam Generally silly, I should give you my advice upon the subject willy-nilly. Show you in a moment how to grapple with the question, and you'll really be astonished at the force of my suggestion. Subject I shall write you of a valuable letter full of excellent suggestions when I feel a little better. Present I'm afraid I am as bad as any hat, so I'll keep it to myself, and my opinion doesn't
doesn't matter.
Her opinion doesn't matter. Her opinion doesn't matter. Her opinion doesn't matter. Her opinion doesn't matter.
My opinion doesn't matter.
Her opinion doesn't matter.
Doesn't
matter. If I had been so lucky as to have a steady brother who could talk to me as we were talking now to one another, who could give me good advice when he discovered I was erring, which is just the very thing, which on the way I could put. I just would have made a rather interesting giddle, and I might have lived and died a very decent individual. This particularly rapid, unintelligible pattern isn't generally heard, and if it is, it doesn't matter.
If it is, it doesn't matter. If it is, it doesn't matter. If it doesn't matter. If it is, it doesn't matter.
This particularly rapid, unintelligible pattern isn't generally heard, and if it is, it doesn't matter. This particularly rapid, unintelligible pattern isn't generally heard.
My master, the deed is done.
What deed?
She is here, alone, unprotected.
Who is here?
The maiden. I've carried her off. I had a hard task of it too, for she fought like a tiger cat.
Bless my soul, I'd forgotten her. Oh, I'd hoped to have died unspotted by crime. But I am foiled again, and by a tiger cat. Produce her, and leave us. Dame Hannah? This is not what I'd expected.
Well, sir, and what are you with me? Oh, you have begun bravely. Bravely indeed. Unappalled by the calm dignity of blameless womanhood, your minion has torn me from my spotless home and dragged me blindfolded and shrieking through hedges, over stiles, and across a very difficult country, and has left me helpless and trembling at your mercy. Yet not helpless. Cowards, sir, for which once, nay, the 20th part of one porridge, and this poniard shall teach you what it is to lay unholy hands on old Stephen Rusty's daughter.
Madam, I am extremely sorry for this. It is not at all what I had intended. In fact, anything more correct, more deeply respectful than my intentions towards you, it would be impossible for anyone I have a particular desire. But
I am not to be tricked by your smooth words, hypocrite! But be warned in time, for there are without 100 gallant hearts whose trusty blades would hack him limb from limb, who dare to lay unholy hands on old Stephen Trusty's daughter.
so this is what it is to embark upon a career of unlicensed pleasure.
Miscreant! You have secured me, and I am your poor prisoner. But if you think that I cannot take care of myself, then you are sorely mistaken. Now then, it's 1 to 1, and may the best man win!
No, please! Roderic!
What is the matter? Have you carried her off?
I have. She is there. Look at her. She terrifies me.
Little Nowicki?
Daddy?
My own old love, how came you here?
This brute, he carried me off, bodily. But I'll show him.
Stop. What do you mean by carrying off this lady? Are you aware that once upon a time she was engaged to be married to me? I'm very angry. Very angry indeed.
Now, I hope this is a lesson to you not to wait.
Hold your tongue, sir.
Yes, Uncle.
Have you given him any encouragement?
Have I given him any encouragement? Frankly now, have I?
No, frankly, you have not. In fact, anything more scripturally correct than your conduct would be impossible to desire.
You, go away.
Yes, Uncle.
This is a strange meeting after so many years.
Very. I thought you were dead.
I am. I died 10 years ago.
And are you pretty comfortable?
Pretty well. I mean, yes, pretty well.
Well, you don't deserve to be. For I loved you all the while, dear. And it made me dreadfully unhappy to hear about your goings-on. You bad, bad boy.
There grew a little flower 'neath a great oak tree, when the tempest began to blow a little heeded she. So heeded she took cover, for she dreaded not its power. She was happy in the bower of a great oak tree, singing like a dove, singing like a day. Let the tears go free for the pretty little flower on the great oak tree, singing like a day, singing like a day, singing like a day. Let the tears go free for the pretty little flower and the great oak tree. When she found that he was fickle, was that great oak tree, she was in a pretty pickle as she well might be. But his gallantries were mickle, for death followed with his sickle, and her tears began to trickle o'er her great oak tree, singing like a day, singing like a day. Let the tears go free for the pretty little flower on the great oak tree, singing like a day, singing
apologize. An idea has just occurred to me. A bad baronet of Ruddigore can only die through refusing to commit his daily crime, correct?
No doubt.
Therefore, to refuse to commit his daily crime is tantamount to suicide.
It would seem so.
But don't you see? Suicide is itself a crime. And so, by your own showing, you ought never to have died at all.
I see. I understand. Then I am practically alive.
Undoubtedly. Rose, when you believed that I was a simple farmer, I believe you loved me.
Madly, passionately.
But when I became a bad baronet, I believe you very properly loved Richard instead.
Passionately, madly.
But if I should turn out not to be a bad baronet after all, how would you love me then?
Madly, passionately.
As before?
Oh, why, yes, of course.
Darling.
Here I sigh belay.
Belay, sir, if it's absolutely necessary.
Belay? Certainly not.
Madam, there has been a noted baronet, and expresses deep repentance and regret. You should help him if you're able, like the mouse in the fable. That's the teaching of a book of etiquette. That's the teaching of a book of etiquette.
Having been a wicked baronet a week, once again a modest livelihood I seek. Agricultural employment is to me a keen enjoyment, for I'm naturally diffident and meek.
For he's naturally diffident and meek.
If you ask me why I do not pipe my high, like an honest British sailor I reply, that with Zora for my mistress there'll be bread and plays and kisses, which is just the sort of ration I enjoy.
Which is just the sort of ration you enjoy. Prompted by a keen desire to evoke all the blessed calm of matrimony's yoke. We shall travel off tomorrow from the scene of sin and sorrow, for to set to leave with that amazing stroke. Prompted by a keen desire to evoke all the blessed calm of matrimony's yoke. We shall travel off tomorrow from the scene of sin and sorrow, for to settle in the town amazing stroke. For to settle in the town amazing stroke. We shall travel off tomorrow from the scene of sin and sorrow, for to settle in the town.
Savoyards production of Ruddigore. We have one more show tomorrow afternoon at 2:30, so if you liked the show, tell your friends. If you really liked the show, come again. If you didn't like the show, tell your enemies. And our next production next fall/winter will be HMS Pinafore. If you're interested in getting involved with that in any way, keep a watch on our website. We have various ways we can be found on the internet, which is listed in the back of your program. We will briefly be out in the lobby, so come say hello.